deal, no deal, no deal, no deal. Despite the media and no matter the propaganda coming out of Gaza, this is no deal. Okay, let me tell you what's really going on. I got the breaking latest to the moment information. First, quick shout out, www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. You can call them at 877-646-5347 and let them help you with your retirement plans. They're also giving away that 1/4 ounce gold coin. That's free. You set up that IRA, a gold or silver one, or roll over your 401k and get started with www.pastorpaulgold.com. Here's what's going on, guys. We have breaking news. Now, it's being explained. It's quite extraordinary, if you ask me. Israel's war on Gaza. Hamas says it accepts the ceasefire proposal. And thousands of Palestinians are pouring into the streets in Gaza celebrating. Celebrating what? That Hamas has accepted a ceasefire proposal. But what is that deal? What do you mean? Well, the Hamas leader, Ismail Haniyeh, says that the group Hamas has accepted a Gaza ceasefire proposal put forward by Qatar and the Egyptian mediators. Israel has yet, though, to officially comment. Matter of fact, thousands of people are fleeing eastern Rafah after Israel has ordered those people to evacuate immediately as fears of a full-blown military assault on the city, sheltering more than 1 million displaced people, continues to grow. The Jordanian King Abdullah II, who is a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad and a direct descendant of the Hashmonite kingdom of the Bible. The Jordanian royal court says that King Abdullah II has warned during a meeting with President Joe Biden, the President of the United States, that an Israeli attack on Rafah would threaten to lead to new massacre. The Jordanian king is the latest world leader to warn of a devastating consequences of any military assault on that southern city in the Gaza Strip called Rafah. So he has jumped in right now. There has been non-stop bombing has begun. There's been an escalation of air raids, artillery bombardment, and airstrikes taking place in Gaza right now. We're talking non-stop bombing of residential. This is what they're saying. I understand I'm reading Al Jazeera, so there's going to be a serious slant to this. But in other words, Israel's military has begun the bombardment of the eastern side of Rafah. Israel had already warned the people to get out of there. Thousands of them did flee. But then on the other side of Rafah, the people are in the streets celebrating because they think the war's over, because they were told to celebrate, because Hamas has agreed to the ceasefire. But Israel hasn't, because this ceasefire that Hamas has agreed to is they agreed to a ceasefire, but not a surrender. And also, they didn't say anything about the hostages. Now, Israel is saying that's insane, but they are sending a delegation to Cairo, Egypt. And that's after President Joe Biden had a 30-minute conversation tonight, just not long ago, a couple hours ago, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Videos already being posted on Instagram just a little bit ago say that Palestinian journalists are saying flares are being fired by the Israeli army over eastern Rafah. This is to light up the sky and also to alert the residents there that area is going to come under bombardment, to flee. This comes after the army said it already had been conducting strikes against Hamas positions in Rafah. And after the Israeli War Cabinet said that it had decided to press ahead with operations against southern Gaza city of Rafah. So the War Cabinet says no to whatever this was that Hamas said they agreed to. This is a propaganda ploy. Hamas hasn't agreed to anything. They just announced they've agreed to a ceasefire, but with no conditions to what it is they agreed to, and told their people to go out into the streets and start celebrating as if this thing is over. Meanwhile, Israeli citizens, a lot of the younger people, have poured into the streets of Tel Aviv, but not celebrating, just in a state of confusion. They don't know what's going on. They don't know, has Netanyahu agreed to stop the war? Or is it going to go on? Many of them are pressuring Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to stop going forward. It's sort of like if this was World War II, it'd be like the Allied forces have Berlin surrounded and Hitler in a bunker, and Hitler says, we've agreed to the ceasefire. There is no ceasefire because you have to surrender. And of course, the Allied forces went in and dismantled Adolf Hitler's regime, and that was the end of Nazism for the most part. I mean, yeah, you got a little here and there, but I mean, there's no more force. So what you have here is Netanyahu, with that far-right government he has, led by Ben-Gvir, pressuring to go ahead and take Hamas out. Take them out. You have Biden saying, don't do it. He's saying, don't do it. Instead, hold up a minute. Hamas may have agreed, but here's the problem. Hamas didn't agree they didn't agree. It's a ploy. Meanwhile, last night I reported to you that Joe Biden had halted ammunition shipments to Israel. And that was the truth. This morning, there was conflicting reports that he had allowed 2 shipments to go. They were already in process, so he let 2 go through, but he has shut down 2 others. That is a fact. So what he's doing is, what Joe Biden is doing, President Biden is doing, he's saying to Netanyahu, I will shut off your ammunition. If you go forward to go get Hamas in Gaza, I will shut you off. I will cut off your ammunition. Okay? And that that is the pressure that Benjamin Netanyahu is under. You know, my dad had a saying a long time ago. He said, a lot of people just like to clean out the cobwebs, but you got to kill the spider. We will continue to watch and see what takes place here. Will Netanyahu cave and agree to a ceasefire which allows Hamas to stay in power in exchange for maybe the hostages, hopefully? Or will he continue to push forward to eliminate them? We're going to wait and see which way it works out. But I wanted to give you the latest updating. Wait a minute, we got a little bit more. Israel's just came in here. What? Simultaneously, what am I reading? This one or this one? This one?
This one.
This one. Simultaneously, while invading Rafah, the IDF are also bombing numerous targets in southern Lebanon. That's against Hezbollah.
At the same time.
So don't think it will be long before we hear from Hezbollah. Wow. So at the same time.
Hezbollah was probably going to try to come to their aid, so they're hitting them at the same time.
So Israel's war cabinet voted, go forward, take out Hamas. And while they're at it, they're going forward and they're bombing southern Lebanon, which is Hezbollah. So Israel's not done. They have to stop. They have to put an end to the regimes of Iran and all their proxies who are trying to destroy the Holy Land. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're living in the last days. We really are. Prophecy is being fulfilled.